So normally I check out like body cam footage, you know, just the actual body cam footage. But I guess I'm going to check out a reaction to body cam footage that came out, because the body cam footage that came out apparently is like so quintessential of the problems, like the non-existent problems the U.S. is dealing with. Let's put it that way. When you're so blessed to where you have to create your own problems. Are there still problems in the U.S.? Absolutely, 100%. But those that don't suffer always want to feel like they are suffering. So yeah, I'm checking out decoy voice. Cops don't have time for Reddit behavior. And if anyone knows what that's in regards to, I guess in February of last year, someone who is so confused in who they are was getting arrested for causing a scene, and they got even more enraged when they were misgendered. I mean, who the heck cares? The sad part is this stuff has become people's sole identity, that's all that matters to them. They grew up in an age where that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter. Your morals don't matter. Your beliefs don't matter, because what they fight for is their belief. But yeah, this is Decoy Voice.
I will calm down if you do that! Stop fighting me! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
I'm gonna spray him.
No, please don't spray. Don't say him! Her!
Okay, her, I'm gonna spray her.
Thank you.
It's bad.
Don't say him, it's her! Again, these people are so focused on who they are. They have the main character syndrome. They are all that matters. Everyone else they don't care what happens to them unless it benefits who they are as a person. No matter what can happen to them, they don't care, because it's all about them. The problem is, again, you always have to think of the perspective like officers are going into things. You don't know what they were dealing with prior. You don't know what they're dealing with at home. You don't have any. Just be respectful. Just be respectful. They're there to do a job. Your simple identity crisis doesn't have anything to do, unless it's causing you to really lash out. The whole reason you're breaking down really has nothing to do with the officer.
Enough with one angry individual, but hyper-left Reddit seems to be blaming the cop and his lack of training on handling her triggers, as obviously the arrestee is unwell.
That's like saying, you know what? The drug addict, he had lashed out. He was attacking people because guess what? He was going through withdrawals. You know what? He broke into that neighbor's house because he needed money to pay for his drugs. We need to be sympathetic towards the druggie, not the people, the innocent bystanders who are getting caught in the crossfires. The peace officers are there to keep the peace. If you're gonna be the 1%, the 0.1% that's disturbing the peace, guess what? You're the problem. You're the problem. So obviously that creature, and yes, I'm gonna be insulting, that creature was the problem.
And needs treatment. But the scary thing is, a large part of Reddit is siding with them, which shouldn't mean anything until you realize most of AI, including ChatGPT, is programmed off of what is said on hyper-left Reddit. So let's break down the consequences of this, the insane Reddit reactions, but more importantly, what exactly happened here, as a cop was just responding to a stolen car on a college campus.
Why do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here!
If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. Lower your voice.
Try it.
Are you threatening me?
You're threatening me.
Are you threatening?
Try it. Try it. See what happens. See what happens. This is going to get posted all over social media. Let me get out my phone. Let me post it. And you know, all the SJWs will come to bat for me. You know what? Because they know, because of what I identify as, I am right in this situation. I am right in every situation because of XYZ. It is so problematic. It is so problematic. Why can't people just have civil sense, common decency? Don't lash out. Don't be to be a disruption to public. Be courteous of other people's, you know, like again, I am not going to approach a person like this and be belligerent towards them and completely disrespect who they are, because the way I see it, they're obviously dealing with very difficult problems, whether mentally or at home, and they just want to find a way to stand out. Like, I remember when I was medically ill growing up, I would have shirts like this all the time. Why? Because I thought it was funny. It made me smile. It made me feel like I was standing out. My brothers were wearing like name brand stuff, and here I was wearing a goofy shirt with goofy texts on it. Like, it was a t-shirt that said "Game Over," and it's a guy getting married. Or it's like I'm having fun with my joystick, and it was like a picture of a joystick controller. Like, that's the kind of stuff I did. So I can understand it, and people didn't think it was, because it was just a memeing shirt. It was a memeing shirt, and you want to be respectful towards other people, and people were respectful towards me, and a lot of people knew the situation I was going through to begin with. But you don't go out of your way to harass people. You just don't. But the thing is, if I started being belligerent and I started being a nuisance towards everyone else around me, then people will start calling me names and making fun of me for every little situation, because guess what? It is due. People want to take control back into their life, and how can they? Well, they can easily call out the issues someone's dealing with.
Enemy?
I'm just...
Because I'm here right now to deal with a stolen vehicle. I ain't got time to hear you screaming and yelling.
I don't have time to constantly be abused.
We'll get OPD down here. Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the right pronoun!
What'd you say?
Hey, Black Mamba. Look, again, how are these people supposed to know? Eventually, this will go so far to where everyone will be registered to wear like bracelets that indicate what they identify as. That's eventually where it's going to head if they keep giving these people more power. And then you'll be discriminated against depending on the bracelet you're wearing. That's literally what's going to become the case. That it's going to be the community that everyone's going to want to become a part of. That it's going to become a problem. The thing is, keep what you want to be to yourself. It has no place. Or maybe you can create a platform on social media and you can reach other people and influence other people and other like-minded. There's nothing wrong with that, I feel. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you take it into the real world and cause a problem in the real world. There should be like a sort of civil sense that's understood and accepted in the public consciousness. That really should be. There really should be. The problem is like the more and more we progress in society. Well, I say progress, I use that word loosely. The more and more we get away from that. Because people don't have respect for their neighbor. They only have they don't really have respect for themselves, but they only idolize themselves. People have started, instead of worshiping idols, they got away from worshiping God. They start worshiping themselves, and then themselves become the most important person in the world that they don't respect the other person. Because guess what? Why would that person be deserving of respect when I'm the most important character? It's a very slippery slope, and a lot of these people easily slide down it. And they're only in favor of other people that have the same ideology as them because they can just piggyback on them until one person says something negative or against the whole group think.
7351.
This was probably the first time they got that reaction to demanding their pronouns. As we later see, the cop was more than willing to use them, just not get screamed at, giving them the shocking realization that the internet isn't the real world.
No, just
Get
leave me
down
alone!
right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone, please!
Okay, are you gonna calm down?
I'm getting my phone out. I have to
Okay,
film this.
tell me. Are you gonna calm down?
I will calm down.
It's funny. I hadn't seen this. I just had heard about it. The fact that I had talked about them pulling out their phone and recording it. It just, the sad thing is, you know that's going to happen because it's just who they are. It's who they are. When I lived in San Francisco, I always joked because everyone said the exact same thing. I always joke because every time I was just like, oh, okay, so you're another non-conforming conformist. Because every time people would talk about, oh yeah, I'm in San Francisco. We are very free thinking. We're not conformist here. I kid you not. I heard that so many freaking times. It was a joke. It was like almost every single week you would hear another person talking like that. And sometimes it was the same person doing it on a weekly basis, but I wouldn't count them. But it was like always someone new. They would always have that same talking point. And it's just like, yeah, of course. When everyone has a whole new way of thinking, which happens to coincide with everyone else's new way of thinking, you're definitely not a conformist. But you are conforming to a new way of thinking instead of being original, because being your own person wasn't, and this was, what, like 15 years ago. It was like 15 years ago. Well, no, a little over 10. So yeah, 10 to 15 years ago, before it even got worse, before it got way worse. And now I can only imagine how bad it is there. I haven't been back since I left, and it was that bad then.
I will calm.
You know what this is?
I will calm down when you get the pepper spray out of my face. Leave me alone.
I have,
Just please, just stop pointing a pepper spray at me. I will calm down if you do that. Stop threatening me.
He takes it down, put it back up.
Interesting how they magically got a brief glimpse of clarity when they went into, I have to film this. Everything else was an emotional mess without consequence, except I need to make sure I can show this to the internet, then went right back into jumping, pleading, and screeching.
I just want to get away from him. Shay! Stop this! Tickling me! Just say Shay!
Alpha 73.
Josh?
The thing is, from what I understand, they weren't even there for him. Or, sorry, they weren't even there for it, she, whatever. They weren't even there for that person. They were there looking for like doing a follow-up like on a stolen vehicle. That's all they wanted. And then this person decides to make an entire spectacle of everything. And like everyone's just getting tired. They're just getting tired of the whole thing.
Can you please just tell them to use the right pronouns?
Just use the
Please.
right pronouns.
You know it's causing me a lot of distress.
That's all I'm gonna ask you very nicely. Put your stuff down, turn around.
Like I said, you can realize how privileged we are when the most distress he's ever had in his life is someone not using the right pronouns. These people don't understand like consequences. These people don't understand troubles. These people don't understand really much of anything. They've had their lives handed to them. Some of them, have they been through hardships, and is some of it like mental, like body dysmorphia, or they're just trying to escape who they are because of their bad childhood? Possibly. But the problem is, it's so overblown that, again, every single movement ends up being co-opted by people that don't belong. Like there are a bunch of gays in like the gay community that absolutely despise what's become of it with all this pride nonsense. The same thing, but that's in every community. Every community has those types of people that are like, wait a minute, we were here, we were a part of this when it made sense. Now it no longer makes sense. We're at the point where it doesn't make sense. I mean, the whole CJP thing going on in India, maybe it started making sense in the beginning. It got to the point where it was just a joke, a constant running joke.
Put your hands behind your back.
Alpha 70 to Riley over here.
Not going to be arrested.
Put your stuff down.
No.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Okay, so
Just making sure you
I'm
don't
gonna ask you one more time. You can record all you want, but it's already beyond that point.
You're stressing me out. I'm just asking you to please stop stressing.
We already tried to help you, so.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
You came in with hostile intent.
Put your hands. Get down on the ground right now. I'm gonna spray him.
No, please don't say him. Her.
Okay, her. I'm gonna spray her.
Thank you.
Put your hand behind your back.
No.
Yes. I don't want to spray you.
On 3, reference.
He's not gonna tase you. Give me your hand.
You're gonna arrest me.
No, we need your hand. Yes, we need your hand.
I don't arrest me. I hate you. You escalated this. You didn't have to pull out the pepper spray. You didn't have to make this to me.
Do you want me to still down?
You knew my blood is in this.
You didn't have to pull out the pepper spray. You didn't have to tase me. The thing is, the officers are doing it because they feel threatened. They're talking to somebody. They're being calm. They're using civil voices, and they use a gender, just like, again, and I have no problem. Again, I'm a guy, so I don't care. Someone using like the term guys, dudes, a lot of that stuff has become gender neutral. Let's be honest, has become gender neutral. But a lot of people will fly off the handle because of those kinds of things. And his response to it is what made, because, okay, he's gonna feel threatened when I just call him dude. Okay, I probably need to do something, escalate this situation, because clearly that is a line that cannot be crossed with this person. So you don't know how deranged some people are. So you have no clue how deranged some people are.
Now, honestly, I don't find it necessary to pile on. This person is obviously going through it and has a very tough life ahead of them. But the only thing worse than seeing an adult acting like this on a college campus is the social media site that has both taught and encouraged these insane antics. Now, certain subreddits like Asmongold see this clip and point out how this is the product of a lifelong lack of accountability, asking how many times have they screamed their way out of rationality, blaming the authorities for not coddling their fragile emotions, but more importantly, pointing out how they're in student housing, so are they living in the male or female wing, as I imagine most parents wouldn't want their daughter to be dormed in a room with them, and the fact that all the other students...
Sadly, like the USA, India has millions of idiots who can't connect dots and see how things protest has no the protest has nothing to do with the students anymore, and this shouldn't support it. Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people they just get what is it in flag of the week. It's the flag of the week here in the United States. Like one person, you look at their bios, like on X, Twitter, and a person will have like 20 different flags. Gay pride, but at the same time fly like a Palestinian flag, which or a Ukraine flag, which, let's be honest, wouldn't allow the LGBTQ community to exist in those nations. But there's no common sense. There is no real understanding. They're just a flag of the week. Whatever flag they can fly to win their emotional argument, they will fly at that point in time.
And employees weren't rushing in to protect them from the evil police makes me think this type of behavior must have been somewhat expected of them. And if they were willing to fight all 3 cops over pronouns, I'm afraid what they would do to another student, say a freshman girl at a Florida university, that refuses or simply forgets to use she. I'd imagine that confrontation would go down much differently. But based Reddit is limited to r/Asmongold, as when larger subreddits see this incident, they one, keep deleting it, or they blame the cop for not de-escalating, as random Redditors think they know more about law enforcement training, or equated having forearm veins to roid rage. Sometimes I refuse to believe Redditors are real people, but then again, this video exists, proving some people can't tell the difference.
Because he hits the gym, he's roided out. What about the obese, little confused person who's screaming at the top of his lungs? Because she has no... See, I'm being gender neutral. I'm using he and she because then again, they're confused. Maybe give it 5 years, they'll change back. Or remove everything. They'll be a eunuch at that point in time. Just be nothing. Be nothing.
Between safe spaces of hyper-moderated and extremely left-wing social media sites and dealing with the authorities. Complaining together, it's the cop's fault. He knew their triggers, he wasn't in danger, and it's not that hard to play along with their ridiculous behavior. Except they don't. The police aren't your babysitters. Nobody's responsible for coddling your fragile emotions, and for the most part, will likely go out of their way to antagonize you. Because sadly, the real world is not a nice place. But adding safe spaces and education, and then sensitivity training in your workplace, only creates individuals too fragile to simply exist outside their hug box. As I think if every office in college replaced sensitivity training with just 30 minutes of a Call of Duty lobby on Xbox 360...
The fact that that's a real freaking lobby. Oh my gosh. I remember back in the day. I seriously remember back in the day the types of... You met some of your best friends online. You really did. You really did. You didn't care what the color of their skin was. You didn't care what place of the world they were from. You had no concept. All you did was insulted their skin tone, you insulted their mother, and then you played every single day from then onward. That's just how it worked. And then you realize later on in life that the person you were insulting, making fun of them, or calling whatever racial slur you could, you find out that, oh my gosh, you're actually that racial slur. But it was just, you guys knew you just did it for the fun of it. It was just for the fun of it. There was no hatred there. You were just pissed off when they were on the opposing team. But when you were on the same team, it was just like, come on, man, you have to pick up your weight. Oh my gosh, Xbox Live back in the day. That was the golden years. The golden years where, yes, were they racist? Absolutely. But most of the time, people just understood that it was guys being guys. It was guys being guys. How many best friend groups are out there of guys that have no problem insulting one another? Because it's guys. You insult one another, or you have no problem telling your friend what a problem is that they have because you want what's best for them. So you'll talk to them about that problem, and hopefully they change. If they don't, it's like, come on, man, I talked to you about this. Oh, we've really taken a turn for the worst.
Everybody would be so desensitized to mean words, nobody could ever be offended again, and that Florida student would have never been arrested, facing multiple felonies. So if you appreciate my concise, I wrote a commentary on the tragic status
that picture of the student at the end. Oh my gosh, that's clearly someone that was having trouble in life. Clearly having trouble in life. I can't believe it. I enjoyed that. That decoy is absolutely enjoyable. Normally I watch the body cam footage. I couldn't find the original body cam footage, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch a decoy. Oh my gosh, everything I was saying was just exactly what was going to happen. Because it's sad. These people don't know who they are. And that's one thing there are people who get in relationships and get married who find out they never know who they are. Because the sad thing is, a lot of people, I don't know what it is, they start chasing things in school that they never find out who they are. And it's even more so overblown online now that people follow, like, what is the current thing that's popular? Imagine back in the day where people were following, well, oh, what is the cool kids doing in school? I'm going to emulate that, and I'm going to pretend to be them, so I'm included with them instead of them being their own person and finding out who they are, which I did. I was the otaku, complete otaku, always watching, and of course I was sick all the time, so I was always watching anime, watching Doctor Who. I was like just watching it black and white because it hadn't re-released yet. Like in 2009, it had a revamping of Doctor Who, so I was watching the black and white classic. Like, I freaking loved it. That was my nerddom. Absolutely, I was heavily in that. I didn't have to worry about what these other people, because then again, I didn't really go to school. I went to the hospital and back home primarily. I did go to school periodically, but no, it was the homeschool, the TV I was raised on, the classes I did on my own, independent study, and then, yeah, I just completely nerded out. I knew who I was, but I would see other people and how they just follow, like, oh, this is what it means to be cool. This is what it means to be cool. That they have no clue who they are to this day. They're trying to figure that out. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what makes me happy. I don't need, and I know there are social people that need to have groups of people around them. I never needed that because I had to adapt quickly at a young age because I was always isolated. I was always alone. But the thing is, a lot of people need to learn who they are. A lot of people need to learn what makes them them. Everyone tries to use the same cookie cutter thing that works for someone else, and they want to embody it themselves. And since that transitioning is what's considered in vogue, so many of the younger generation wants to do it because it's considered cool. Kids easily want to follow the pack mentality. Well, it's not the pack mentality. It's more of a sheep following the shepherd mentality. They follow it because they think it's what's cool, what everyone wants, before they go out into the real world and realize, I've been lied to my whole life. People need to start learning at a young age, and they need to be talked to by their parents. They need to be talked to by, like, counselors, leaders, like people telling them, just like, find out who you are. Don't look to other people for gratification. Find out who you are. Oh my gosh. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult.
You guys got a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.